Thanks, Stephen. New at 6, you'll notice an abortion measure on the ballot in 3 weeks. It's called Amendment 2, a constitutional amendment that would recognize the sanctity of life in Alabama. WAAY 31's Rodnea Ross talked to the group behind the amendment and what it would mean for Alabama. Rodnea?
Dan Demetria, the director told me that nothing will, if this issue is passed, nothing about it will change unless Roe versus Wade is overturned. As long as Roe versus Wade is still in effect, Alabama cannot make abortions illegal. Rick Renshaw, the political director for the Alliance for a Pro-Life Alabama, told me Amendment 2 will instead show Alabama is a pro-life state. Renshaw said that amendment would also show the state is not required to fund abortions.
When they passed this bill back in 2017, nobody had a crystal ball to have known that President Trump was going to get another, pick to the Supreme Court in the summer of 2018.
I asked Renshaw if the sudden steam behind the amendment came from Justice Brett Kavanaugh being confirmed to the Supreme Court. He told me while it did help, their cause was in the works long before Kavanaugh was even a contender.
In the event that any of those changes come, then the legislators in the state of Alabama, the House and Senate, could come back and pass, whatever legislation is the spirit and the will of the legislature at that time.
Governor Kay Ivey issued her support for Amendment 2, saying it's unconscionable to me that Walt Maddox would join abortion rights activists from across the country in opposing this measure that simply recognizes the rights of our precious unborn babies. I urge Alabamians to join me in this important fight by showing up to the polls on November 6th and voting yes on Constitutional Amendment 2. I reached out to Planned Parenthood and the Alabama Women's Center for comment, but I did not hear back. I also tried to reach out to Walt Maddox's office for comment, but I did not hear back from them either. Reporting live in Huntsville, Rodnea Ross, WAAY 31 News.
Thanks, Rodnea. And here's the process of a state constitutional amendment in Alabama. The measure first needs to be proposed and passed through both houses of the state's legislature with a simple majority in order to be put on the next voting ballot. Now, legislators voted to do that last year. On November 6th, Alabama voters will head to the polls and answer a question on whether they believe Alabama should be a right-to-life state. If that passes with a simple majority, a constitutional convention will be called by state representatives to write the bill into Alabama's Constitution.